Welcome Aries, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be reading the astrology chart for you today to let you know what big planets may be affecting you this week. I'm also going to be pulling cards from my signature deck for your message for the week ahead. Now the message for the cards will be for all Aries, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs, and the message for the chart today is going to be for the Ascendant Aries, because what I want to talk about today is the biggest thing that's happening in the astrology world, and that is Pluto has changed signs and is now in Aquarius, where it will be for the next 20 years. That means that this is a brand new cycle and things are going to be changing, taking you into the next evolution of your life. So here for you Aries, this is the third house. This is where you learn new things, you question things, you communicate. It's your communication house. So it's also about, because it's a house of Gemini, it's the house of socialization, social activities and social groups, but it can also be marketing, social media, advertising and sales plays out here as well. Now because Pluto is a planet of deep changes and transformations, it wants to make them in order to help you move through into the next evolution of your soul's journey. So these things are going to happen, and they're going to be changes that you will eventually make. Now the cards, I've done this reading already and I didn't press record, and the cards that I got for you previously Aries was, why wait? Why not start these things now? They're going to happen. You need to make the changes, let go of burdens, let go of things. And it said social. We had the socializing card, I had the burdens, heavy burdens card, and I had the why wait. And really good reading for what's going on with Pluto just hitting your third house. It's saying that you need to let go of any social groups, social activities or social issues or burdens that no longer feel like they fit for you. And it's saying, why wait? Do it now, because these things are going to happen over the next 20 years. This is where the changes are occurring for you Aries. So why feel like you're butting your head against a wall trying to keep something and hang on to something when it's eventually going to have to change for you anyway? So this is the area for you, will be third house of communication, social groups, socialization. Now I know it's not the 11th house of community groups, but it is the house of Gemini, which is a social house. So here, that's why I'm pulling in social activity, and on the cards you had the socialize or social media card. So you may have big changes coming to your social media here as well, Aries. So I'm going to pull again a message so you can see what I'm actually pulling for you, and the message on the table will be for all Aries, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. Now again, it's saying don't waste time, so a little bit different to how it fell out the first time. It's saying don't waste time. It said before, why wait? Do it now. So here it's saying don't waste time. So it's could become overwhelming emotionally, these situations, the longer you try to hang on to them or keep them the same as what they were. So now it should be, you may start to get the urge and feel like you're wanting more out of life, you're wanting to learn more, you're wanting to do more, try new things, be around new social activities. You may be getting this urge just to be wanting more out of life. So it's saying, why wait? Why not start it now as Aquarius, as Pluto has just moved into Aquarius. It has been there previously in the last few months, but it just went retrograde and went back to Capricorn, but now it's here to stay in Aquarius and it's going to be there for 20 years. So why not push forward with any of these changes that are going to happen, because that's what Pluto's here for, to help you on your soul's evolution, and these changes are going to happen. So why not, as you start to feel like you're wanting more, start to move forward and don't procrastinate with these things, because they'll get difficult and overwhelming the more you try to fight against it. So thank you so much for watching me, Aries. I will see you again next week for your reading, astrology tarot reading. Joining me, Taurus, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be reading the astrology chart for you today and letting you know big changes that are happening in the astrology world, as well as pulling a message for you from the cards. Today I'm using my signature deck for your message. Now, the biggest changes that's happening in the sky at the moment is Pluto is moved into Aquarius, where it will be for the next 20 years. Now, it has been there previously, but it went retrograde and went back into Capricorn, but it's here to stay in Aquarius. So Pluto means big changes and big transformations, and for you Taurus Ascendants, this is occurring in your third house. your fourth house. Fourth house represents your family, home, and house. So there'll be big changes and transformations coming for you to do with your family or to do with your home. Now, you may be renovating, may be thinking about moving, you may have family members coming back into your home, you may be having family members move out of your home. But there's big changes happening over the next 20 years for you in this sector of your life, which is your family and your home. So it's saying that they're for your highest good. Now, I'm feeling for you here also, Taurus, what's on the table for you. There's a bit of running on empty, tiredness going on around you. And also the Hermit is about going within. It's about reflecting on your situation. It's about resting. It's about getting away from other people's energy that's going on around you, Taurus, because you may be running on empty. Now, communication and talk it out. So you need to communicate particularly with family members, because we're talking, if you're an ascendant Taurus, because we're talking about changes and feelings and things going on within your fourth house of family and home. So you need to communicate and talk it out. Obviously, you may be the only Taurus in your family. So the big feelings and big changes and the big urges may just be on you, because other people are not Taurus in your family, but any decisions that you make affects them as well. They will be experiencing Pluto in other ways, in other areas of their life. But if you're making decisions and changes around the family and the home, then you're affecting other people. So you do need to communicate and talk it out, whatever it is that you're going through or thinking about changing that relates to family and home. But your message for the week ahead, Taurus, is that if you've been feeling like you're lethargic, tired, running on empty, you need to retreat away from other people's energy and get some rest. You need to go within, you need to reflect, you need to charge up your own energy and just move away from other people's energy at the moment. And if there's any big deal issues going on around you, you need to talk about it and talk it out, because otherwise it's just going to be very draining on you. So thank you so much for joining me, Taurus. I hope you have a beautiful week, and I will see you again next week. Welcome, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be reading the astrology chart for you this week and letting you know what's going on in the stars and how that may be affecting you, as well as pulling cards today from my signature deck for your message for the week ahead. Now, the messages on the table will be for all Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant signs, but when I'm talking about the astrology today, it's just going to be for the ascendant signs, because today I'm talking about the biggest thing that's happening in astrology at the moment, which is Pluto moving into Aquarius. It has been there previously recently, but it went back into retrograde, where it went back into Capricorn, but it's just moved back into Aquarius, where it is here to stay. So, and what Pluto means is big, deep changes and transformations going on for you. You may be feeling the urge to change certain things in your life. You may be feeling like things are not working for you. You're growing and evolving and feeling like things that worked for you in the past may not work for you in the future. And these are the things that you need to start assessing, coming back to looking at where your power's gone, looking at where you're feeling fueled, where you get your fuel from in your life. Now, this for you, Gemini, is your fifth house. This is occurring in your fifth house, which means this is your house of creativity. This is your house of creation. It's your house of happiness and joy, where you find pleasure, basically. So here you need to really assess where you find pleasure and joy in life, and it's saying that these are the big changes that's going to be happening for you, Gemini. Now, it could also be for you that you're needing to look at where you're giving your power away to others. You need to assess this and come back to it. Come back to bringing your power back to you. This is what I'm feeling around you, Gemini. It's calling your power back, calling back all the energy and the cords where people are just draining you. It's now calling all of your personal power back to yourself, because I feel like you may be a little bit drained from it, but you need to come back to those scenarios or situations where people have drained you in the past, and you need to pull your power back at this time, Gemini, because we've got some big changes coming up around you in your house of creativity, which means you're going to be very creative. It could also mean children, having children if you are in that part of your life. It could be, and we're talking about the next cycle of life for the next 20 years. So it could be children on the cards and coming you may be even coming back around to having more children here. But it's saying you need to pull your power back because it is a very creative time. It's also about looking at where your pleasure lies and where you have fun. Now here I'm seeing on the table for all the signs, it's saying regretting paths not taken. So here we are reassessing things that we've done in our lives and the paths that we didn't take. And here it's saying with this Pluto wanting to make beautiful big changes and transformation for your soul's evolution, it's saying you need to look at what you've had to give up or give away or relinquish in order to just do life's general things, you know, work or raise children or whatever it is you've had to do with your life. And now you're getting this opportunity to fill your cup, feel like you're doing something you really want to do. So you're assessing at what you really want to be doing over the next 20 years, paths that you didn't take, and you're looking at maybe giving something new a go, because it's coming out of that time of responsibilities and duties that you had to do or give up things that you really wanted to do. Now Pluto wants you to make changes to do the things that's good for your soul. So this is a beautiful reading for you, Gemini, for the week ahead, and really just takes you into the next cycle and journey of your life. So I hope you enjoy that reading, and I will see you again for your tarot astrology pick reading next week. Welcome Cancer, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be reading the astrology chart for you today and letting you know the biggest changes in the skies at the moment and how they will be affecting you, Cancer. And also going to be pulling cards from my Trisha James signature deck, which is my everyday general purpose deck, to bring in your messages for the week ahead. Now the messages will be for all Cancer, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs, but the astrology chart reading today is just going to be for the Ascendant Cancers, because I'm talking about Pluto. Now Pluto has just changed signs and gone into Aquarius. It was there recently, but it went into retrograde and went back into Capricorn. It has just gone back into a direct motion, forward motion, and is now moving into Aquarius, where it will be for 20 years. It's a big cycle and big changes because Pluto is represents big, deep transformations and changes. For you, this is going to be in the area of your 6th house. This could be your health. This could be for your service work you do for other people, the caring industry. Could be around animals. It could be nurturing and caring for other people. It can be, as I said, your health plays a part in this situation as well. So we've got some improvements coming there. We've got things that have been unclear in the past, maybe even related to your health, is starting to make improvements. And this is what Pluto wants to change. It wants to change your lifestyle. It wants to change and make things better for you, improve the situation for you around your lifestyle and your health. And it could also be around your work as a carer, and if that's what you do, you're a carer in some way, or you have family members that you care for. So it could also be, and I do feel it's related somehow to family members here as well, given that it's Cancer and the caring kind of nature of the Cancerians. So here it's saying there's been some unclarity about your path or purpose, but Pluto wants to change that. It wants to help give you purpose and drive and motivation and help you make the improvements to your life that you need to make. Now also Pluto, the cards on the table is saying that you need to find peace and calm. You need to perhaps meditate or need to get more in touch with your inner self here, because that's going to give you a little bit more clarity. As you can see on the table, the moon is unclear. It brings unclarity, but the meditation helps you bring clarity of mind, clarity of direction, clarity of purpose. So I feel like the improvements for you come when you go within, when you meditate, when you learn to get a little bit more clarity, direction and purpose in your life. So it's a beautiful message for you for the week ahead, for the beginning of the new Pluto season. So thank you so much for joining me, Cancer. I will see you again next week for your tarot and astrology reading. Welcome Leo, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be reading the astrology chart for you this week and letting you know the biggest changes that's going on in the astrology world, as well as pulling a card from my signature deck, which is my general purpose deck, for your message for the week ahead. Now the message will be for all Ascendant sun and moon signs for Leo, but the chart reading today is just going to be Leo ascendant because we are talking today about Pluto. Pluto is on your 7th house. It's your opposition house, and that means your relationship house, your partnerships and your relationships. This is what's going to be affected because of the change of Pluto. Now, Pluto was in Aquarius, but it went into retrograde and it went back into Capricorn for a time, and now it is back into forward motion into Aquarius, where it is here to stay. It is here to stay for 20 years. So this is the next cycle of your life. Now, Pluto wants to make great changes, deep changes and transformations for your soul's evolution. It's your soul's growth and purpose. So here it's looking at what you need to do, changes you may feel like you're needing to make. That's going to be over the next 20 years of this next cycle for you. So here, being that it is in your 7th house, we're talking about relationships, and there may be some changes around relationships coming up for you within the next 20 years of your life. You may need to make changes to partnerships or business partnerships. There may be transformations to how you give and receive within relationships, and make some relationship dynamic changes that may be going on there. Now, it could also be with your feelings and how you feel better, and are you feeling fulfilled, emotionally fulfilled within relationships, because we're talking relationships here for you ascendant Leos. Now, if we're just giving a message for the sun, moon and ascendant signs here for Leo, it's saying that you need to be open to receive here. It's if you're feeling a bit low, feeling a bit down, feeling a bit unloved, it's saying you need to be open your heart a little bit more to receive the beautiful blessings from the universe, to receive the beautiful input that's coming in from friends and family, partners, family member, relationships. Here it's being more open your heart a little bit more here. Also, the self-love is you need to value your worth, value your own feelings here, value your skills and your worth. You need to value yourself a little bit more, it's saying. Now, this is a reading for the week ahead, but it's also a reading for the beginning of Pluto's evolution into Aquarius, which, as I said, is for your 7th house, which is your house of relationships. So open your heart a little bit more, open to love, open to expression, open to pick up your moods a little bit here, Leo. Hope you enjoy your week ahead, and I will see you again next week for your tarot and astrology reading. Welcome, Virgo, sun, moon and ascendant signs. I'm going to be reading the chart for you for what's the biggest changes in the astrology world that's happening this week. Also, I'm going to be pulling cards from my signature deck, which is my general purpose deck, to give you a message for the week ahead. Now, the message will be for all ascendant, sun and moon signs for Virgo, but the astrology today is just going to be for Virgo ascendant, because Virgo, the big change is playing out here in your 8th house. Now, these have just fallen out to the side, so I'm going to leave them here, but this is happening. Okay, Pluto was in Aquarius. It went retrograde and went back into Capricorn. It's now gone forward and gone back into Aquarius. So it's going to be in Aquarius for the next 20 years. So it's a big major cycle. Now, Pluto wants to make deep transformations. It wants to help you on your soul's evolution into the next phase of your life. So here what it is saying is that it wants you to focus on, this is your 8th house. This is your deep and personal part of yourself. Pluto rules the 8th house. So here it's saying it's deep transformation. So it's going to occur within you, Virgo. It could be about the deepest, darkest part of yourself. It could be about your shadow. It could be about how you share yourself very deeply with another person, how you share your finances with another person, you share your home, you share your bed. It's the things about yourself that you share with other people in a very deep way. Could also be very deep spiritual connection here, I'm feeling as well. The energy here feels to be 8th house is very spiritual as well. It plays into the areas of all the forbidden stuff, the taboo stuff here playing out here. Now, this is where all the transformations are going to be occurring for you over the next 20 years. Now, you may start to feel them already. The urges may be coming in already for you to make these transformations in this area. Now, the cards on the table is saying that teamwork. So it's about working with other people, connecting with other people, I'm feeling, because we have this connection. This is where the changes and transformation, this is a Pluto card, changes and transformations are happening on how your deep personal connections with people. Your perspective is going to be changing around how you open your heart to other people, how you share yourself in a deep way with other people. This is where changes are going to be occurring for you on what parts of yourself you share with other people or that very special person. Now here it's saying support is needed, teamwork's needed, or it's saying that you need to open up and change your perspective around who you let into your life, who you share yourself with, who you share your secrets with. This is where you may need to make some changes. Now for you, I'm feeling a Virgo, the energy here feels to be, it's beautiful, but it feels to be expansive. It's like you're coming out of a shell, you're coming out of a dark cave here, because it's all playing out in your 8th house of where you normally hide things. It's the things you keep hidden about yourself, but it's about changing and transforming and sharing that in a very deep and meaningful way with another person. So your perspective is about to change here. So you may start to be feeling these little things already coming in, but this is the area that the great changes and transformations will be occurring for you, Virgo. So I'll be back next week. I hope you have a beautiful week ahead. I'll be back next week with your normal astrology and tarot reading. So thank you so much for watching. Welcome Libra, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be reading the chart for you today to let you know what the biggest changes are that's going on in the astrology world, as well as pulling cards for you today from my signature deck, which is my general purpose deck, for your message for the week ahead. Now for the message is the cards, they'll be for all Libra, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs, but the astrology part today is just going to be for Libra Ascendants. This is because I'm talking about Pluto and what Pluto is doing at the moment. Now Pluto has been in Aquarius, it went retrograde and went back into Capricorn, and now it's gone forward and it's gone into Aquarius again, where it's going to be for 20 years. Pluto stays in a sign for 15 to 20 years, and this is the big change that's being made right now. So this for you will be occurring in your 9th house, Libra. Your 9th house represents higher learning, your principles and philosophies around religion, around esoteric scenarios, astrology, tarot, all of that kind of thing, all those metaphysical things, as changes and transformations occurring to your belief system will be taking place. Now you may already start to feel the urge as Pluto is sitting in Aquarius right now, or as it further moves towards your ascendant marker, so the exact degree in which your ascendant lies. So for me, I am a 0 degree Aquarius, so Pluto is sitting right on my ascendant line, my first house, right on there right now. So I feel the changes already, and I've already made the necessary changes when Pluto was sitting there a few months back. I made those changes. So for me, I feel like it's smooth sailing now, because I went with the flow of the universe. I made whatever changes needed to be made, and because I felt the calling of it, and I just went with it. So I feel like if you just follow the flow of the universe and the urges, then you're doing what your soul's been meant to be doing. Now for you Libra, on the table we have got health. You need to look after yourself, you need to love yourself more, value yourself more, take care of yourself, take care of your heart here, I'm feeling as well, Libra, whether that's physical heart or emotional heart. You're needing to take care of your heart here, but look after yourself. This is the card reading for you for the week ahead for all ascendant, moon and sun signs for the sign of Libra. We've got new doors opening and new opportunities on the horizon for you, Libra. So here, open the new doors, but do so in a way that is for your highest good, and in a way that is only going to better your emotional connection or better your life in some way. Don't go open up opportunities if it puts burdens on you and doing new things because you feel like you have to do them. It's got to be about where you feel the emotional connection. So you only need to be opening doors to where you've got this emotional connection here. But I do feel like new doors are opening for you, and I feel like it could be changing for you, Libra ascendant, feeling it around your belief systems or your spiritual abilities, your energy around even higher learning could be coming into play here. Travel and adventure is another thing that the ninth house represents. So beautiful cards on the table here for you to have new doors open when it comes to adventure, travel, and romance, or feeling emotionally fulfilled here as well. But look after your health here, it's saying on the cards on the table, is you need to look after you. That's what's most important, Libra. So thank you so much for joining me, Libra. I will begin back again next week for your regular tarot and astrology reading. Welcome Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be looking at the chart today and letting you know what the biggest change in astrology is at the moment. I'm also going to be pulling cards for you for your message for the week ahead. Now the cards will be for all Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs for Scorpio, but the chart reading today is just going to be for the Scorpio Ascendant because I'm talking about Pluto today. Pluto is the biggest thing that's going on in the astrology world at the moment because Pluto is the planet of deep transformations, changes and transformations. Now for you, this is occurring in your 10th house, which is a big deal. Now what it means is that Pluto was in Aquarius a few months back, so you may have already felt the change in your career or what you do as your role in life. It went retrograde and back into Capricorn, and now it's gone forward motion, and now it's sitting back in Aquarius where it will be for 20 years. Pluto sits in a sign for 15 to 20 years. So this is the next cycle of your soul's evolution. Pluto wants to make the changes necessary for you, so your soul to continue its journey and step into its next cycle. So here for you, it's your 10th house, and what that means, it's your house of your career, your job, or your role in life, what you do as your role. Here we've got some big changes and transformations happening for you. You may have already felt it. You may have already felt like you need to change what you're doing. You may have already made the changes already a few months back when it was sitting in Aquarius. If not, you're going to start to feel those urges coming up again to make these changes. Now what the cards on the table are saying is that you need to be organized here. Things are going to work out, but you have to organize things. You need to put plans in motion and take steps and make movement happen. So you can't just rely on the universe to do it all for you. You have to actually do some of these things for yourself. If you're feeling like you want to do a new career or get a new job, then you have to actually be the one to go and apply for that job or to ask for that promotion. You need to put the wheels in motion here to make these things happen. They're going to happen. You're meant to make a move here. You're meant to have some movement in your career sector, your job, your role. There's meant to be changes happening here. Now for you, I'm feeling something around social media as well, which could mean marketing, a little bit more marketing involved here. Could be marketing, could be even what you're going into, marketing, social media, advertising, sales can fall under this social media section here. So this could be something you're wanting to go into, and if it is, then you need to start making those plans, get organized, make this happen. So you've got the big changes coming in your 10th house, which is your career house, but you need to make the move. It's not just going to happen. You'll feel the urge to want to do it, but if you don't make the effort, you're just going to get more and more miserable by what you're currently doing. It's not going to happen unless you change it, but you're just going to feel miserable doing what you're doing. You need to make those steps to make the moves to do what you really want to be doing. So thank you so much for joining me, Scorpio, for this special Pluto reading. I will be back next week for your regular tarot and astrology reading. Welcome Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be reading the chart for you this week to let you know what the biggest change in astrology is now, happening right now. Also going to be pulling cards for you today from my signature deck, which is my general purpose deck, to give you a message for the week ahead. Now the messages will be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs, but when I'm talking astrology today, I'm just talking Sagittarius Ascendant, because today I'm talking about Pluto. Pluto has been in Aquarius, and then it went retrograde where it went back into Capricorn for a few months, and now now it's moved forward where it's sitting back in Aquarius, and this is where it's going to be for 20 years. Pluto stays in a sign for about 15 to 20 years, so this is a big cycle change here. Now for you, this will be occurring in your 11th house. 11th house is your projects, it is your community access, your community groups, feeling like making a big change on a big revolution or rebellion type way, making changes to the way the world is. It can be new projects, it can be finding your tribe, finding your soul group or your tribe, who you click with. You're finding what you feel like you have in common with other people. It relates to other people, big groups too here. Now this is where the changes are going to be occurring for you over the next 20 years. So it's maybe the urge is coming in now to do a new project or start a new cause, or get involved in a cause, get involved in a purpose, to find a vibe tribe or a soul group or a group of like-minded people. This is all the urge maybe, and you're searching. Look at that, you're finding yourself. So you're finding where you fit in community, where you're finding your community, finding your tribe, finding your group, your people that you are connected to. Here it's big, there's a big picture area here, and you're really assessing maybe something that you want to come back to, a project maybe that you did in the past that you really loved and you had to let sit to the side because you've got busy with life. It is saying now's the time for you to start coming back to that. Your heart loved it when you did it. It's because it's your sole purpose. It's what you were meant to do, but then life got in the way, responsibilities got in the way, and now it's saying with this big change and transformation, Pluto moving into your 11th house, it's saying now Pluto wants your soul to win. It wants your soul to do what it's meant to be doing. So this is what it's saying. You're going to find yourself. You're going to find your soul purpose here, but it's saying you're needing to go back to something that your heart really loves, and this is where you're going to find your purpose and your mission. And even if it involves other people, communities and causes, this is a very big possibility for you, because for you Sagittarius, this is playing out in your house, your 11th house, which is all about the cause, all about the people, all about the projects and the community. So this is where you may be finding the big changes. Now it's saying that there's a big picture, so there's more to it. So it's a big cause or a big project or a big group. It's a big change for you that's coming, is what I'm feeling, Sagittarius. So there's lots on the table for you. Now this is where the changes are occurring by the astrology, but if I'm taking a look for the ascendant, sun, moon and sun signs for Sagittarius, it's saying trying to get in touch with yourself, trying to find where you fit, trying to find your soul's purpose here. You can see the little light here is trying to find what lights you up in your life, what you really enjoy. Now there's got to be more to life than just responsibilities. There's got to be more to life than just playing a role. It's got to be more to that. So you're assessing what it is that made your heart sing, what it was you really loved even as a child. What did you love? What did you want to be? What did you really enjoy? And you start to assessing your life and what you've done so far and what part of your life you've enjoyed the most, and go running with the instincts or the gut feelings of where you want to be in the future over this big new Pluto cycle. So thank you so much for joining me for this special Pluto reading. I will be back next week with your regular tarot and astrology reading. Welcome Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be reading the chart for you today to tell you about the biggest change in astrology that's happening right now. I'm also going to be pulling cards for you from my signature deck, which is my general purpose deck, to give you a general reading message for the week ahead. Now the messages will be for all Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs, but the astrology reading today is just going to be for the Ascendant Capricorns, because I'm talking today about Pluto. Pluto stays in a sign for 15 to 20 years. It was briefly in Aquarius, but it went retrograde and went back into Capricorn. Well, it's just gone back into Aquarius, and this is where it's going to be for the next 20 years. This is the next cycle of your soul's journey. Pluto wants to make great deep transformations for you, to be helping you to move into what your soul loves, what your soul wants to do. Now for you, Capricorn, this is occurring in your 12th house. 12th house is all about endings to cycles. It can also be about spirituality, because it can be like meditation. It can be the boundaries between the physical plane and the ether plane, the astral plane. So here we could be looking at moving into more spiritual spiritual pursuits. So it could be meditating more. It could be being inventive or creative. This is all energy of 12th house energy. It could be endings to cycles as well. It could be playing out here. And we are talking about endings to cycles because we're talking about Pluto in its new cycle for the next 20 years. But for you, it's playing out in an end of a cycle. So it's end for you of a big major life cycle. Whether for you that means retirement, or whether for you that means changing your beliefs around your spirituality, big cycles of changes to allow more balance between mind, body and spirit, and bringing all of that into alignment and balance and harmony here. Now for the cards on the table and for the week ahead message, we've got an energy burst coming for you. Boost of energy coming in, more motivation, more and that would be greatly related to what's going on in the astrology, but today I'm just talking Pluto. But for the week ahead, it's saying you need to take a chance on a new beginning. This is all connected to Pluto. Pluto wants you to make deep changes and transformations. So if there's something you're feeling in your heart that you want to be doing, it's saying you need to take a chance on it. You need to get motivated. There's energy in this new thing that you want to be doing. New beginnings, new starts, all related to Pluto being in its new home where it's going to be for the next cycle of 20 years. So here it's saying take a chance on this thing. What your gut instinct is telling you is that this is what you're going to be doing over the next 20 years. This is the changes you're making in your life. It's a fresh new start. It's a new beginning, but you need to take a chance on it here. It's going to bring you a lot of motivation, and it's going to bring you a lot of energy, this new field that you're looking at going into, whether it's a new project, a new person, a new group, a new job, whatever it is that's new for you. It's going to bring you reward. It's going to bring you energy. It's a beautiful feeling that I'm getting from it. It's a brand new start, but it feels beautiful. So it's saying you need to start maybe looking into what it is you could do to start getting the dice rolling, getting the things in motion, to start taking a chance to step into this new direction that's coming for you, Capricorn. So thank you so much for joining me for this special Pluto reading. I will be back next week for your regular tarot and astrology reading. Welcome Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be reading the chart for you today to let you know the biggest thing that is occurring in the planets today, as well as pulling a card for you today from my signature deck, which is my general purpose deck, to give you your message for the week ahead. Now the message is just going to be for the Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs, but the reading today of the astrology chart is just going to be for the Aquarian ascendants. Now why that is because I'm talking Pluto today. That's the biggest thing that's happening in the stars at the moment, is because Pluto stays in a sign for 15 to 20 years. It was in Aquarius a few months back. It went retrograde and went back into Capricorn. Now it's gone forward and it's sitting in Aquarius. It's sitting in your first house. Big changes for you, Aquarius. Now you may have already made those changes a few months back when it first went there. I did. For me, because I am a 0 degree, actually I'm a 2 degree ascendant Aquarius. So when Pluto hit my 2 degree mark, by that time I was already feeling it into that. That's when I made the very big life changes for me, big changes, and it was such a big urge, and it was like something I couldn't deny. I could not listen to the call of the universe with what I was supposed to be doing, and I had all these things going wrong in my life around what I was doing. I didn't love it anymore. It was causing me so much drama, and which is what I'm doing right now, is my purpose and direction is cards, and that's when I really just felt the urge that I just had to go for it, and the universe kept giving me signs that this is direction we want you to take, this is what we want you to be doing. So I went with the universe. I put faith in the universe. I quit my job. And now I just do this, and the universe has looked after me because I'm doing what my soul is meant to be doing, my soul purpose. And that happened because Pluto hit my ascendant line, hit my ascendant degree exactly. So it was this big urge that I couldn't deny, and I went with the universe. I went with it, and it has not let me down. It's just really guided me, because that's what my soul's journey is meant to be. And that's what I'm saying. This is for you, Aquarius ascendants. Once it gets closer to your degree mark, what your ascendant degree mark is, as Pluto moves closer to it, the urge will get stronger and stronger for you to make the necessary changes in your life, whatever area that is. Whether that means you're moving towns, you're moving countries, you're changing your life completely. There's big, massive changes. So much so that you'll in 5 years' time, you'll look back and think, wow, my life was so different. It's really changed so much. And the changes that I made in my life, unbelievable, massive, big changes that happened. And I don't regret them at all. But that's what Pluto does. It pushes you. It pushes you hard into the direction your soul is supposed to be. And that's what you've just got to follow the universe. And how about this? We've got endings on the table, closing a chapter. How amazing is that? And this is happening in our first house. It means it is a massive chapter closing for us as Pluto moved from Capricorn into Aquarius. A new chapter begins. So here you need to trust your heart, trust your instincts, and trust the guidance of the universe, what it is you're meant to be doing over this time. Now, this can come in from reviewing. It could be coming into something that you used to love. I've always done cards. I've always been interested in it, and I knew in the past I was told that I would be doing it in the future. I was actually told with communication with spirit that I was supposed to start it back then, about 20 years ago. And I said, no, I'm not up to this. I can't do this. I can't go public with it. And they said, okay, we'll come back. You will be doing this years down the track. So, and now I am. Now I read publicly, so, and put myself out there for everybody to see. So, and I'm always more personal with you Aquarius readings, because I'm an Aquarius. So I always share more of myself on the Aquarian reading, more than I do with any other reading. But for you, I can understand what you're going through, because I went through it already, because I am, as I said, 0 to degrees. So it's already happened and changed and occurred for me. So for you, I understand the energy of the balancing, and should I stay with what I'm already doing, or should I let it go? It's that tossing, what we're seeing here with the balancing. It's trying to hang on to something you've done in the past, or something you've loved in the past, but then trying to move forward into something new, and trying to balance the both, but knowing you're meant to let one go. And that's what it's all about. You're meant to close a chapter to be able to move forward in this new chapter. So beautiful cards on the table for you Aquarius. I completely understand them, because I've been through it. You may have already been through it if your ascendant mark is an early degree. If it's not an early degree, it's happening for you, because this is big changes in your life that's going to be occurring for your next soul evolution over the next 20 years. So it's about reviewing things that you love, reviewing your past. That all helps you. It can be about guiding from the heart and what your heart loves. That's another way of being guided into what you're doing. But I'm feeling you are closing a chapter. There's no denying it. It's happening. Whether it happens now or in 5 years' time, it's coming for you, because Pluto is in our first house. So thank you so much for joining me for this special Pluto reading today. I'll be back next weekend with our regular tarot and prediction reading. Welcome Pisces, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs. I'm going to be pulling cards for you today for your message for the week ahead. I'm going to be reading from my signature deck, which is my general purpose deck, for your message for the week ahead. Now the messages will be for all Pisces, Sun, Moon and Ascendant signs, but the astrology reading today is just going to be for Pisces Ascendant, because today I'm reading Pluto and letting you know it's the biggest thing that's happening in astrology at the moment. It's big changes. Pluto stays in a sign for 15 to 20 years. It was previously in Aquarius for a few months. It retrograded back into Aquarius where it was for 15 years, and now it's moved forward and back in Aquarius. This is where it will be for 20 years. So this is the next evolution of our life, our soul's purpose, our soul's journey. Pluto wants to make these deep transformations for you. It wants you to make changes in your life that are more in line with your soul's purpose. It's here to help you do that. You may feel like it's pushing you from the universe. It may feel like things are not going working out for you in what you used to do. So that's your signal that the universe is pushing you into a different direction, and this is what's going on for you. Now it's saying here that there's much more to it. There's more to life than what you have been doing, and Pluto wants to help you find that. Now Aquarius for you is your second house. Second house is about your resources, how you make your money. It's about your skills, your confidence, your purpose. Here, this is where the changes are coming for you. Changes for you to be more resourceful, more resilient, more in line to make money for yourself, more able to be more confident in your skills. You may be boosting your skills, getting new skills. This is all happening around your second house of money, skills, and confidence. So this is where the Pluto is for you, Pisces, in your second house. It's going to be here for 20 years. Now, as it gets close to your ascendant degree, in your degree marker, then this is where it will get closer for you, as to the urge will get closer to make the changes. Now you're being very careful. It's saying there's a lot of caution here. It's about letting things go, being very cautious in this situation. Now I'm feeling also this is a message for the week ahead for the sun, moon, and ascendant signs. It's saying that just this week you need to be very cautious about being grounded here. Make any decisions that you make them from a place of groundedness. So be grounded. Don't be based off a whim. Don't be flighty with your decisions. You need to really get connected and grounded in physical activity, what's going on in the physical, not what's going on in the astral or the spiritual realm, what's going on in the physical world. And this is where you need to be connected to this energy for you to make any changes or see what's going on around you. But you need to connect, you need to ground here, ground in earth energy, to overcome any situations, and be very cautious to make decisions from a grounded point of view. Here it's saying that you've been in a situation for a very long time, but big changes are coming. We've got expansion and growth coming through the big picture. Big picture says there's much more to life than what you have been doing, and Pluto wants to show you what that is. So please enjoy the energies of Pluto. They'll be here for 20 years, but you may start to feel the urges anytime now. So thank you for joining me for this special Pluto reading for this week. I'll be back next week with the regular tarot and astrology reading.